to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Taylor and I make videos on fashion and beauty and sometimes vlogs, and today I'm doing a video on how I do my makeup for taking Instagram photos. And if you're not following me, you should. My account is called The Fashion Squirrel. But today I'm going to go out and shoot. That's kind of a regular thing for me on Saturdays. If you follow my channel, you know that I usually have a very light makeup look. However, sometimes when I'm doing YouTube videos or Instagram photos, I like to glam it up a little bit and I do a little bit more full coverage makeup. So I thought that I'm always kind of interested in how people like just to see the behind the scenes of photos and Instagram photos, especially accounts that I really admire. I know that doing your makeup is such a small part of that. However, it is interesting and it does contribute to the overall photo in some way. I'm actually literally getting ready to take photos today. After this, I'm going to change. I'm going to shoot some of these jackets that you see behind me. I'm also making a video related to these jackets, so make sure to check that out. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to prep my lips. This is the, I'm going to say this wrong, the Laneige sleeping lip sleeping mask. I just got this little sample. I heard it's pretty good. So I've already prepped my face. I've already cleansed it and moisturized it. So I'm going to start with a primer. So I'm going to take the Too Faced Hangover Primer and just do like a pump or two of that. Usually when like on a day-to-day basis, I don't wear foundation, so I don't really need to do a primer. The day that I do, I like this one because it's very hydrating, like a coconut water formula. All right, now that my beauty blender is all soaked up, I'm going to take my YSL All Hours foundation. This one's very good. It's very long wearing. I definitely would put this in like the full coverage category as well. So I do about a pump and a half. I don't like 2 pumps. That's definitely too much. Blend it out. Okay, great. Now I feel like I have a pretty even skin tone. Now I'm going to go in with a highlighter. And what I like to use is the YSL, again, Touche Eclat. However, I don't actually own it, but I have like a million of these samples that I got from the store. Usually I would, I have so many of the samples, so I'm not going to buy it until I use all these up, but my shades are a mix of 1 and 3. In this sample, there's only 1, 2, and 4.5, so I just kind of mix 1 and 2. And I like to just apply that really under my eyes, just to kind of lighten it up a little bit and to make it a little bit more glowy. Cover up my bags. And then I just kind of lightly tap it on some of like the higher points of my face, almost like where you would highlight. Then I use the pointy end of my beauty blender. This is actually Real Techniques. I think that I feel like they're the same thing. I remember like years ago when everyone started to get into these, I was like, I watched a million videos on like beauty blender versus the Real Techniques, and this one's like cheaper and it's supposed to be better, so I went with this one. But like, who remembers these makeup applicators, these wedges? Is it not the same thing? I'm confused. It's just like they took this and just like made it into like a more expensive, like cooler version, but it's literally just this, I'm pretty sure. Let me know. Leave a comment if you remember those from when you were younger. Now I'm going to lightly, keyword lightly, go in with the powder. I am not a huge powder person. I like a very shiny finish, which is why I'm not really using like a traditional powder, which would mattify my face, but instead I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Light palette. You guys are familiar with this. It has 3 different shades. So what I like to do is just mix all 3 together. Lightly tap, and then I use that as my powder because honestly I feel like that gives me more of a glow, as opposed to like, it gives me more of a glow and it sets the makeup, as opposed to just like mattifying and like giving a cakey look to everything you just did. Instead I have like a nice glow. So now I'm going to move on to my eyes. I'm going to be completely honest. I do have some mascara on just because I don't leave the house without mascara ever, so I don't know why I would ever go on camera either without at least mascara. So gotta look a little presentable for you guys. But yes, I do have a little bit of mascara on just for reference. Normally I wouldn't put mascara on before doing makeup. But first I'm going to prime my eyes. I'm using the Urban Decay primer. Classic, am I right? This is like, oh, I remember when I was 15, 16, starting to get into makeup and everyone was like, Urban Decay. It was never my favorite makeup brand though. I always loved like Too Faced. I also really liked Makeup Forever, which just seems to almost have like disappeared. I don't know, but yeah, I was a big fan of Too Faced. I was a big fan of Makeup Forever and also Benefit. And then I liked some Stila, but the times have changed. So now that my eyes are all primed, I am going to go in with I'm actually going to, this is crazy because you guys know I love cool tones. Everything cool tone, cool blues and some like pinks, and I don't know if you can technically consider pink cool, but yeah, I don't like putting warm tones on my eyes at all. I think it literally makes me look like I'm sick. However, I have recently started to change my mind on that a little bit. But one thing that has changed my mind that I absolutely love is the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. They are absolutely amazing. The formula, the pigment, it's unlike any other, it's unlike anything else, literally. So what I'm going to do is literally take this red shade in the, oh my gosh. I wish you guys could see, but there's like a light shade at the end that's all broken and it literally just all fell down like it's snowing. At least my floor will be glittery. Okay, anyways, I'm not really gonna tip this, but I'm using this red shade right in the middle. Just putting my finger into it and going straight onto my eye. Do you see how pigmented that is? It's literally crazy. Going in with your finger might cause some fallout, so I'm actually changing my mind. Go in with a flat shader brush. It's important to note that I'm not like swiping, I'm really just kind of patting the color on. And then after every color, I like to just swipe under my eye to get rid of any possible fallout. A makeup artist trick that was taught to me by a makeup artist is to take, instead of trying to blend out the shade that you're packing in, instead take a fluffy brush with a neutral color. I'm taking like a pink from this Dior palette and just go all over the entire eye. And just kind of keep going until it's blended nicely. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to take a darker, more like dark brown shade just on the same flat shader brush and do that only in the outside corner. So only packing it into the outside. And then same thing once again, going in with a neutral pink with a fluffy brush. Just all over the eye to blend everything together. And then I like to take just a very small little brush for under my eyes. And I like to do that same brown color. And then I also like to do a little bit of like a metallic-y color because I think it actually looks very pretty and brightens up your eyes a bit. So I just very gently under my eye. Okay, awesome. Then what I like to do next is to contour. I either do one of two things. Either I take my Fenty Beauty contour stick with my brush and I'll just kind of like take a little bit on my brush and then just go in that way. Or I like to take my Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder in medium. I actually like to take a little stippling brush. Just get a little bit on there. And then find my cheekbones and just kind of gently go in. The rule is to follow, is from like the corner of your nose to your mouth, but not go past like here-ish, like past like your eye. Like you don't want to go all the way down into here. That would not look good. So all you're trying to do is really give yourself some depth. I'm actually going to switch brushes to this Glossier brush. right there in the hollow of my cheeks. And then I actually am going to take some of the Fenty Beauty and just go sculpt kind of my nose. And then just to warm my face up, I like to take the Nars Laguna bronzer. This is also a classic. This has been a favorite in my makeup forever. So, of course, I go over all of the places that the sun would hit you. So, my forehead, my nose again, under my cheeks, and then under the chin to kind of sculpt out like, yes, I have a chin there. That was actually a trick I just kind of taught myself before anybody ever told me to do that. Before I ever watched any like YouTube videos of people doing that, I was like, no, like I want to show that like I don't have a double chin, like I should add a shadow there. Yeah, so that's something I've been doing for like literally ever. Okay, so now I feel all warmed up. I'm going to highlight, blush, eyeshadow, lips, and then we're done. So for highlighting, I of course like to do more of a pinky shade. So this is the highlighting powder by Bobbi Brown. Just looks like this. And I take a Morphe M509 highlighting brush just because I feel like it gives a little bit more sparkle. Of course, I like to highlight the cheekbones. I always like to just get my nose. I'm gonna get the Cupid's bow. Actually, sometimes will take a little bit on my fingers and just go over the Cupid's bow like that. And then like the skin that connects your nose to your lips, like those two lines. Like it seems weird, but I promise you it looks good. And then for highlighting, I love the Nars Orgasm blush. This has literally always been my favorite. Fun fact, this is actually not this one, but this is the actual first product I ever ordered on Sephora. I was so proud of myself. I grew up 2 hours away from the nearest Sephora, so I had to order it online. I never visited a Sephora before, but it was my dream to go to one. And now I live in a city where there is like 5 Sephoras in a radius around where I work, so I think I did it right. Yay, I love when you put blush on. It feels just like everything comes together, you know? Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's my favorite part. So now I'm going to put mascara on and curl my lashes. So I use the Surratt eyelash curler. And yes, I know I already have mascara on, but I actually find that if you have mascara on and then you curl your lashes, it works better. You're not really supposed to do that, so don't like press down too hard, but it works. And then I love this Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I've gone back and forth. I love the like Marc Jacobs one, but this one is amazing. And when I was in Sephora the other day, because I needed a new mascara, I saw that they had this limited edition diamond packaging, and I was like, oh yes. So I grabbed that. And then once I've done that, I don't like to dip in again and then go on my bottom lashes. I like to just use whatever is left on the mascara wand for my bottom lashes, because I feel like, especially with a great formula like this, it can sometimes be too much on your little bottom lashes. So I just like to kind of leave it and just do them that way. Now, if you guys can't tell, or if you're surprised, I didn't do my brows. And personally, you know, contrary to popular opinion, I'm not a huge brow person. I don't do anything to my brows. I sometimes think that I don't even get them like waxed or plucked or anything. I just never touch them. And I kind of, I have this theory that we're gonna regret this eyebrow trend in the future. Every time that I've tried it, like I've tried to, you know, thicken them up. I've tried to put different like powders and everything on them. It doesn't look like me. I don't feel like myself, and I don't feel like I feel like the point of makeup is to make yourself, you know, feel like your best and to feel a little bit better. And doing my brows doesn't make me feel that way, so I don't do it. But what I do is I just take like a clean little spoolie. This is actually given to me when I got false eyelashes done, and I do just like brush them out. So I like to brush them up and over. But that's it. Then I just leave them. Sometimes you don't have to do your brows. It's okay. And then lastly, when I am taking Instagram photos, I usually use one of two lipsticks. But you guys might know either I like to do a fuchsia. I use a fuchsia, and the whole thing about this makeup is the fact that it's going to be on camera and it's going to be from far away. So anything that might seem too much right here is going to pop more the further back I am. So I love a pop of color. One that I use in photos a lot is the Tarte East lip paint. The shade that I use is called Rosé. I love this because yes, it does dry out my lips, so like I don't love it, but for photos it does look good. See, yeah, so like close up it might be like, oh my god, my lips are like gonna get dry, but like from way back here it's like more of a pop of color. Like you can see it and it's fine. One last thing that I'm going to do, I don't always do this, but I do think that it adds something for photos, and yes, I do this after I put on mascara because I just personally find it easier, is to apply liquid eyeliner to my top lashes. And usually I would use the Stila liquid eyeliner, however I'm out of it, so I'm going to use the Kat Von D tattoo liner. And I will just very delicately go on my eyes. I don't know if you can see on camera very well, but there's like a nice difference between this eye and this eye. This eye having the liquid eyeliner on it. So I'm going to do it to the other eye. It's actually very hard to do this on the viewfinder, so I'm going to do it in my mirror off to the side. Alright, so that's the makeup done. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, definitely please leave it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. And to see the photos that I took in this makeup today, of course, follow me on my Instagram, The Fashion Squirrel, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!